what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel, your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. I am Ken. Today, guys, we are here to review Major League on 4K. In particular, this beautiful, stunning 4K Steelbook edition that Paramount put out. Now, I do want to point out that there is another option to own Major League on 4K. That is the slipcover version, the standard edition, which I believe is just a couple dollars cheaper than this. So it's really the prices between the two, the slipcover version and the Steelbook, are really not that different. This is about $24.99 or $25, and the regular version I think is $21.99 or maybe $22.99. I'll be putting that down below. But yeah, guys, I wasn't sure if I was gonna, do a full review of this, but the Steelbook's really awesome. There's some cool features to dig into here, and I have some good things to say about some of the other things involved in this release as well. I just got stuff to talk about, so I decided to do a standalone review. That's just what it is. Look, guys, before we get into it, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We talk about movies and physical media and Blu-rays and 4Ks and owning the movies that you love, all that stuff there behind me every single day. So if you like that kind of thing, hit the subscribe button. Also like this video and then comment down below, guys, what is your thoughts on Major League from 1989? This is celebrating its 35th anniversary. See, it's right there. Paramount's always really good about putting the anniversaries at the top right there on the J card. So what is your thoughts on Major League? This is a movie that's directed by David S. Ward. I wasn't really too familiar with his filmography, but apparently he directed King Ralph, which is another movie that I loved from my childhood. And he was also involved in the writing of Sleepless in Seattle, and he's directed tons of other movies as well. Let's get into Major League. Let me talk about the film itself, guys. I always like to talk about the film itself. So this is a movie that going into it, I don't know why, I just always lumped this, and I've seen this, but it's been a very long time. I probably haven't seen this movie since I was like 12 or 13, but I've always lumped this movie in with the airplanes and the Naked Guns and the Hot Shots and the Hot Shots Part 2, like the spoof comedy genre, the Zucker Brothers stuff. And I don't know why I did that. Maybe because Charlie Sheen is in this movie and I just kind of associate him with spoof comedies of this era. But that's not what this movie is. I mean, it's a comedy. It's goofy. It's a little slapsticky. But it's pretty serious. Like, it takes itself seriously. There are some parts in the movie that are meant to be taken seriously. So it's not 100% goofy comedy, just satire throughout. And yes, it's based on a wacky premise, but like it takes itself seriously. So this is not a spoof comedy, and I don't know why I thought it was all these years, but it's pretty straightforward. But you have, this woman that inherits this baseball team, the Cleveland Indians, from her husband. He just recently passed away, and she wants to move the team to Miami. She's tired of the cold. She wants to go to the warm environment, and the only way she can pull this off is if she recruits the worst team possible and brings the attendance down in the stadiums so low that the city allows them to move. So that's the setup to the movie. So basically they're recruiting all of these older players, players that are past their prime, players that aren't any good, players that are in prison, which is Charlie Sheen's character. So just like the worst of the worst to bring together to basically lose the season. That's the goal. But of course, because it's a movie, they end up banding together and trying to win it all, trying to win the entire season of baseball. So it's a good movie, though. I like this. I didn't love it, and like I said, it had been a while since I've seen it. There were some parts that I definitely got some chuckles out of, and it was cool to see Wesley Snipes in this movie as well. He's very young in this film. This is 1989, but I thought Charlie Sheen was a fun character. You got Tom Berenger's in this movie. He's kind of I thought it was kind of weird how they set his character up. They set him up to almost be a side character, and then all of a sudden he takes over as like the lead character of the film. Maybe I was just reading things wrong because I thought Charlie Sheen was going to be the lead character of the film, and then he turns out to be more of a side character that kind of turns into more of a main character at the end with the whole wild thing gimmick, and he comes out and the song's playing and everything. I can see why this movie has the iconic status that it does. I can totally see that. And if this was a comedy that I used to watch all the time when I was a kid, it probably would hold up a little bit better to me. And I'm not saying it's not good. It's fun. It's a very fun comedy for sure. But and it's, pretty quick. I think it's like 100 minutes or so. You got Rene Russo in this film as well. Very young Rene Russo. So cool to see her in the film. But yeah, it's just a solid movie. There's some fun moments in it. It's not the greatest comedy of all time, but it's a lot of fun. But getting into the 4K transfer, this is a native 4K restoration with Dolby Vision, HDR10, and I thought, look guys, I've been talking about Paramount. Like, people were down on Paramount at the end of 2022 with Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, but they've made a really solid comeback in the past year, and it really started for me with Flashdance. That's where I started to notice that they were doing really great transfers now. Just really like slick, clean, just like that HDR, just highlighting everything perfectly. And that's exactly what Major League was. Like, this was a great, fantastic restoration. I would honestly put this one up there with Ferris Bueller's Day Off, with Flashdance last year, which I think both of those were in my top 15 4Ks of last year. Like, it's that good. And this movie, guys, because it's a baseball movie, it's on the fields, you see the greens of the grass, you know, the colors of the uniforms, like all that stuff is just so rich. The colors are so rich and it has such depth to it. And it all just feels real, like you can just reach out and touch the uniforms. It's like right there. And everything just looks great. All the facial features look great. There's a perfect amount of grain in it to let you know that you're watching a film, which I do love. But everything's super cleaned up as well. There's a lot of clarity. You can see stuff that I imagine you couldn't see on that Blu-ray, which I do have in the player back there. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, just a phenomenal 4K. I really thought this was a really strong 4K and probably a contender for best of the year at this point, for sure. But yeah, Major League on 4K was absolutely fantastic. So I definitely wanted to get on here and talk about it because if you love this movie, like, this is a great upgrade over that Blu-ray. I can guarantee you that. So yeah, Major League on 4K, guys. I love the restoration. I thought it was great. Now getting into the sound, you do have a Dolby True HD 5.1, and I don't think that was an upgrade from the Blu-ray. I'm pretty sure it maintained the same sound, but this isn't a movie that really leans into its sound. Like a 5.1 is perfectly fine for Major League. So I had no issues with sound. I thought everything sounded great listening to this. Now, the special features here, there is nothing new, but there are some really great features that were present. I don't know if these go all the way back to the DVD days. Maybe they do. But they were on the Blu-ray, which I have this Blu-ray double pack with Varsity Blues, which both of these got an upgrade to 4K this year. But yeah, this all the special features that were on this 4K are present on this Blu-ray right here, as well as the audio commentary. So there is nothing new in terms of new special features, but the special features that are on here are really good. And I did watch one of them, My Kind of Team Making Major League. We also got a Major League Look at Major League. You got Bob Uecker, Just a Bit Outside. That's what everybody quotes this movie, Just a Bit Outside, as the guys commented. They were definitely he was definitely one of the most fun parts of this movie for sure. You got alternate endings and a tour of Cyrano's locker, the guy that does all the voodoo and stuff, which was a fun bit throughout the film as well. But yeah, special features, they're good features, but it's nothing new. So I always got to complain about that just a little bit. But let's get into the unboxing of the Steelbook, guys. I'm going to show you the front right here. It looks like a locker, which is super cool. And definitely like in the movie, like you're looking at the lockers and it looks exactly like the Steelbook. So it is really cool. And then you look at the back right there. I'm going to kind of zoom in and show you the synopsis and the special features and all that good stuff. You got some images from the movie, Charlie Sheen. You got the casting right there. So let's go ahead and take off this J card and reveal some really cool stuff underneath. So you do have Cyrano 13 up there at the top right there. Let me show you the spine right here. But on the back is these removable magnets. And I just think that is super cool. So you take this off, which it sticks on there. And you have a back to the Steelbook as well. Kind of show that off a little bit. And I'll go ahead and open this up real quick before we get to the magnet part. But this only has a 4K. The Blu-ray is not included, but I do have the Blu-ray in this double pack. I might do, I think I've seen people do this before where they get the little attachable thing, and I'll just put the Blu-ray in here. That way I can have the Blu-ray and the 4K since it's in this double pack. That way I can have it all together. I haven't really ever tried one of those things, but you open it up, is very bad to steal Jubu's rum, which was really funny. But yeah, you got Jubu right there. So really good stuff, guys. This is a nice Steelbook. I think it's one of the best Steelbooks of the year, to be honest. I love the Footloose Steelbook as well, but I think Major League is incredible. And I know people had problems with the Footloose transfer and everything. That is not Major League. Like, Major League looks incredible, absolutely incredible. But yeah, you got the magnets right here. Let me see if I can peel out a couple of these. They remove. I didn't do any of this stuff beforehand, guys, so I'm sorry, but they remove pretty easily. But you can pretty much just stick them all over the Steelbook if you want. I mean, I just think it's a really cool, like, at this point in, you know, collector's editions and physical media, it's like these studios and these labels, they need to be doing this kind of stuff to make these releases more fun and more attractive to the normal consumer, but also the people that collect this stuff anyway. It's a collector's market, guys. Like, we thrive on this cool stuff with our Steelbooks. You know, cool creative stuff like this. Whoever came up with this idea, I don't want to say genius. I don't think it's like that great of an idea, but they were really smart in coming up with something like this. I think it's really fun. I think it's really fun for sure. All right. So yeah, I got all the there's 7 magnets here. I got those on the back. And then you got more on the back right here. You even have the owner of the team. You guys stink. Little standee that they put up. Hats for bats. You got somebody batting right there. Just a cool Steelbook. I love this Steelbook. I think it's freaking awesome. And I love the magnets on them. I don't know if I'm going to magnet this thing up or not and put it on the shelf, or I'm just going to kind of put them inside. I don't know what I'm going to do with those, guys, but it's a cool Steelbook either way. So thank y'all for watching my review of Major League on 4K. Like I said, I will be linking both the standard slipcover version 4K and the Steelbook version 4K down below in the description. If you want this, if you want to purchase this, please use those links. They are Amazon affiliate links, and if you use them, you will be supporting the channel. So again, thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on those bell notifications for future videos, and follow me on my social media accounts down below, guys. I hang out on other social media platforms: Instagram, Twitter, or X, sorry guys, Letterboxd. I'm on TikTok occasionally, but come follow me over there. All those links are down below in the description, and we'll see you next time.